My name's Jen, and I love camping, canoeing, hiking, all kinds of outdoor adventures. I've been doing it my whole life. I invite you to join me. Subscribe to my channel, follow along, see what fun we're going to have next, because you know what? There are so many adventures still to come. Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. It is early May and spring has finally hit Ontario. And if you are familiar with Ontario, you know we have a small window of opportunity to get outside and enjoy the nice weather before the bugs hit. Today is Monday, and I'm guessing by Saturday the black flies will be out and we won't even be able to be in this part of the woods. It's just me and Shoxy on this trip. We are going to camp out and have some good food and enjoy the heat. I think the high today is something like 20 degrees, and I think it's only 11 in the morning, and I think we're almost there. It is really, really, really warm out. And we are going to build a shelter with some tarps and have some food and relax and burn some wood and just enjoy our time in the woods. One of my goals for 2019 was to spend at least one night underneath a tarp slash bushcrafty shelter. And I don't like getting eaten alive, so this is going to be that night, I think. Now, we are expecting some rain, but not until overnight, I don't think. I do have a tent in the truck in case, you know, I'm unsuccessful building or the rain comes early. And with the furry beast, I got to make sure he's dry before we go to bed, because it is still going to get down to lows of like single digits, like 5 degrees Celsius or something, and I don't want him wet and cold. So we're gonna do our best and build a shelter, use some tarps, do some bushcrafty fun stuff, and spend a night in the woods. It's gonna be a good time. Well, we've been wandering around a little bit, and I think we've found our spot. It's fairly level, lots of available building materials, no widowmakers above us, there's a water source not too far from here. I think we're home. This looks great, bud. Good job. This looks like a great spot. Yep, I think that'll be perfect. This forest is just filled with standing deadwood, excellent building materials and firewood. I mean, I'm certainly not going to be hurting for building materials, that's for sure. Or firewood. So I've decided to make a bit of a back wall, just a few logs high of wood that just wouldn't be good firewood.
I know I've mentioned before, neither Shox nor I are big fans of the dark or being alone in the woods. And I do feel like this little bit of protection in the sidewalls will give us that feeling of comfort and security and make us a little bit more comfortable. And the ground is pretty soft, like you can kind of just push the sticks in, which is fantastic. I might change this branch out just because it has so many nubbins, because the tarp still has to go over top of this as well. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So it's coming together. I think I just want one more piece on my back wall there, and then I'll be good, and then I will tie those supports across and cut off the tops and then build up the sidewalls and then get my tarps out and get that configured. But I'm really happy with how this is coming along so far. You know, everybody's got their one luxury item when they go camping. This one's mine. A good thermal cup for my coffee. I know it's not light, but this coffee is a couple hours old and it's still piping hot. And tomorrow morning when I brew myself some, I can pour it in here, keep it hot. Oh, it's gonna be just wonderful. I think Shoxy's luxury item is his sleep pad. He's already enjoying it. Okay, so I'm sure you have questions. For example, why I'm doing my tarp in this particular style. And I'm doing it this way because I think I've made it very clear that neither Shox nor I are big fans of the dark or being alone in the woods in the dark. So this is a really big deal for us, being out here. So I know I will feel more comfortable, and I think he will too, if when we go to bed at night, we can just close this flap down, tuck it underneath, stake it down. We'll feel very secure in here. And you know, it's not, comfort at camp isn't just about sleep pads and warm blankets. There's also the psychological comfort as well. And for us, having this closed in will make us feel very comfortable. So probably not the most efficient use of the tarp, but this is the way we're going to use it for us because it makes us comfy.
Check out this tree. Looks like a pileated woodpecker has been just having a field day with this thing. Wow. Look at the shavings. Well, they're not even shavings, they're chunks. Oh man, it's so close to our camp, right over there. I hope he's not a morning bird, because that is going to be so loud.
Hi, bud. So definitely the next step to our shelter and our comfort is I'm going to build up the side walls quite a bit. I really think I want to lay a bunch of branches down, and there's so much deadfall wood around, like I'm gonna have no trouble doing that at all. It's not that I think it'll keep us dry if we get rain tonight. Again, it's more a little bit to block the wind and just for our comfort as well, so we don't feel too exposed. But so far it's feeling good. I think too there's quite a bit of extra tarp that hangs down and then folds under, so I think I might readjust it so that the tarp actually goes all the way down the back wall to the ground. That if we do get some rain, it'll just run off and behind us. So yeah, what do you think, bud? You comfy? Ah, you're a happy boy. You like it. You like it. You like it. Hey, lovey. Come to check on the building? So I think what I want to do now is I want to collect what I call messy branches like this and start weaving them in. And I'm going to pile up a bunch of duff up these walls just a little bit to help stop any breeze from coming through tonight. It's not going to stop the rain if we get it, but it might help stop the wind a little bit. Now, Shox and I are not in a survival situation, so I will not be cutting live boughs off of live trees to weave in here and make a solid wall. I'm just going to use debris and fallen dead branches and leaf litter, and that's it. Because again, we can hike out at any time. This is just not a survival situation, it's a for funsies situation. I'm also purposely collecting the leaf litter from the area in front of the shelter where I want the fire pit to be. That way it's kind of a two birds, one stone situation. Well, I believe it is time for a well-deserved break and a bit of a snack. So, hold on here, bud. You lay down? Okay. Down. All the way. There you go. There you go. You're hurting my foot, bud. Want an apple chunk? Yeah, I know. You're not a fan. You like raw apple, but not dehydrated apple. So, shelter's coming along really great. At this point, we could probably call it done. Although I will add more debris and leaves and small twigs to the walls as the day goes on. But it's also time to do some pretty basic camp chores. I brought out 2 liters of water and we've gone through 1. So I also brought out my gravity feed water filter. And there's a water source about 100 meters that way. So we're gonna go on a little tour and fill that up and get it set up and make sure we're both staying nice and hydrated. Then our next camp chore is collecting some rocks and making a nice little fire pit here. I'll probably dig down a bit too. There's a lot of pine needles. The ground is quite moist still, but the top layer is very dry. I don't want to be responsible for starting a forest fire or any shenanigans, so there's quite a few rocks just around. I can make a nice fire ring, keep it nice and safe for us. Yeah, and then we'll just be probably processing some firewood after that. I'd say the shelter took an hour and a half maybe to build, and that's with stopping to film and change where the camera is and angles and explain what I'm doing and making sure this guy's having a good time. I thought it would take a lot longer, but I'm really happy with it. It's very comfortable. I think we're gonna feel very good in here tonight. Yeah, it's looking good. I'll probably check the weather soon too. I'm optimistic that if we get rain, it won't be until overnight, but it'd be really nice to spend the evening around the campfire. Don't want to have to hunker down too early if we can help it. Yeah, not if we can help it, bud. Although this guy will be asleep right after dinner, I'm sure. And then the other necessary chore is I've got to hang a rope so we can hang our food up, keep it up out of reach of animals. Everything's waking up now. There'll be raccoons, possibly bears, definitely squirrels and mice. I don't want anything running off with our food tonight. Hey, buddy. Oh, yeah. Okay, back to work time. Oh, you got a little something. You got a little something in your lip, buddy. Oh my gosh. Ah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to try again to get a rope up for my food bag. I think I found a decent branch up here. I will test drive it. I'll probably tie my food bag to it and pull it up, make sure it's strong enough. But I think it looks good. Just got my Nalgene bottle like looped onto the end of my rope. It only has a tiny bit of water, so it's just a bit of weight. All right, I got it on the first try, but now I got to get the Nalgene bottle wiggled down a bit. I think this is going to be perfect, actually. It's quite strong. So this is my gravity feed water filter. It's by MSR. Quite simple. You fill this bag up. It holds 4 liters with your dirty water. It filters down through this hose, through this filter, and then you can attach this end to your water bottle or just dunk it in your pot, and the clean water comes through. And then there's a nice little notch here that tightens it up, that stops the flow for you as well. So we're going to go and get this filled up so that we can make sure we're both staying properly hydrated. Shox especially, he tends to like nap and nap and nap, and then he like drinks a whole pile of water at the end of the day. So I want to make sure he's got lots of fresh, clean water. And for myself too. definitely couldn't get this very full, but it's kind of a tricky spot. I might come back with my pot and then use it to scoop water in. So I got a few liters of water. So now, there we go.
Good job, bud. You dig up that spot. That's right where we want to put the fire pit. Everyone's got to carry the load here, buddy. Good job. Are you making a fire pit or a nest?
You gonna move, bud? No, you're gonna lay right in the spot. You're gonna lay right in the spot? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. One rock, that's a start. Shoxy, this is the fire pit, not the napping spot. You're such a weirdo. Let's maybe make this a bit smaller. Over. You weirdo.
This will be the first time I'm trying this new sleep pad I got for Christmas just on the ground. I've used it on cots and it's super comfortable, and I also laid on it my living room floor for a couple hours one day, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see how comfy it is. I know Mama's bag is a little poofier than yours. There we go. Now I did bring my winter sleeping bag and his warmer sleeping bag. Usually in the summer he doesn't use the sleeping bag at all. He just lays down in the tent and he's good to go. It's not supposed to get really cold tonight, but it is going down to like low single digits. So I think like overnight low is like 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. And I figure more warmth is better than less. We'll be more comfortable. Right, bud? So the weather, it's changed again, of course. Shocking, I know. It's gotten really cloudy and I have felt a couple raindrops. So I've taken the precaution of stashing a bit of firewood in my shelter for the morning, because I do plan on using the fire to do all my cooking. And of course I've got a huge amount of pile of firewood. And then I just kind of threw my raincoat over it. Like I said, it's like 2 or 3 drops. It's not like it's pouring or anything like that. It's barely raining. And hopefully it'll just blow over. But this way I just feel better knowing that I'm all prepared. Fluffing up real nice. Look at that go. So my supper tonight is a new recipe to me. It is, and I even have little instructions, it is a coconut curry chicken. And I've got it all kind of portioned out here. I've got one little pouch that's got the powdered milk and coconut and all the spices and seasonings in it. I've got, this is dehydrated canned chicken. It's going to be a heavy meal. And then I've got instant brown rice, dehydrated vegetables, zucchini, beans, peas, corn, green beans. Yeah, so it'll be really good. And it shouldn't take too long to cook either. Get my grate out here. And I want to keep a rather small fire. I don't want a big massive fire. Because this is mostly softwood around here, it's sparky and I just don't want the sparks traveling. But it doesn't require a lot of fire to cook my food, so I should be fine. I do need to add a couple sticks though. Ooh. A nice piece of hardwood in there, get it burning. That'll be lots of heat for cooking. So my instructions say, add the rice, veggies, and chicken to the pot. Just cover with water, soak for 5 minutes. Then bring to a boil for 2 minutes. Then add the sauce mix and let sit for 10 minutes. Easy peasy. There it is. I'm going to let that sit for just a few minutes. Work on my fire here.
boiling now. Alrighty. Time to add my sauce and seasoning packet. Well, it smells pretty good already. This a stir. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. It just smells incredible. Oh, this is gonna be so yummy. Okay. So next it says to put the lid on it, let it sit for a bit. I feel like I need just a splash of water in there. That looks amazing. Okay. That's it there. Well, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to give this a try here. It's very curry-like, as you can see, very yellow. Wow. That's really good. Oh, spicy. Oh, that's yummy. That is really yummy. Ooh, hot still. Ooh. No, that's definitely a really good dehydrated meal. Nice. Well, I'm not going to make you watch me eat my whole dinner, but I'm going to relax and enjoy this. And then I'll probably fill this pot with some water from the spring over there and get it boiling for dishes. So good. I'm so happy. The vegetables all rehydrated beautifully. Yum. Here to warm up for my dishes. I thought I would regret not packing a chair this trip, but I don't miss it at all. I got this little foam sit pad that's just, I think it's like one of those for gardeners kneeling pads that you get at the dollar store. And it's great for working around the fire and camp and for sitting on. And I've also got myself a little bit of red wine to enjoy tonight. Should be a nice treat. Got a couple hours of sunlight left, even though the spring peepers are out in full force. Lots of time to relax and enjoy. dispose of this water well away from camp as well. The other thing I do is, because my dish rag is going to smell like food, I put it in my food bag, and it'll go up the tree tonight as well. All right, time to get some more water. You want to go on a tour, bud? Yeah, let's go on a tour. Well, friends, it's about 7:30 in the evening. And the forest is just alive with sounds. There's lots of birds, crows. I've definitely heard turkeys, heard an owl hooting. There's spring peepers in the swamp. It's just a beautiful, beautiful evening. It's very still. It kind of cleared up. There's a small bit of clouds, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe that tiny little rain shower I had while I was prepping dinner might be it. I'm very optimistic. I'm hoping for that. And now I think I'm just going to relax and enjoy my wine and snuggle with Shoxy for a bit by the fire, and I'll check back in with you guys when we're getting ready for bed and bringing the wall down and getting it all sorted and stuff. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Yeah, bud, you're all chilled over there. I know. Alright friends, I should have filmed this, but I totally dropped the ball on that one. But food is hung up in the tree now. It's not an ideal hang for sure. I would prefer it to be much farther out from the trunk of the tree. But it is a good about 12 feet off the ground. And it is in a dry bag that is somewhat smell proof. All my food is mostly dehydrated and all Ziploc bagged, so I'm not too concerned. And it's well away from camp, so if something does try to take it away, it's not gonna interfere with us anyways. So sorry I didn't film that, but basically I just tied a knot on the bag, hauled it up in the branch, and then tied the rope off to a nearby tree. Okay everybody, sorry this is really dark. I'm trying to make the light work so you can kind of see us here. We're all snuggled in. Shox is over my shoulder there, just snoring away back there. There he is. The fire's burning down, and I'm all set for bed really. I've got my toque on. It's not really cold. I just, I like wearing it when I sleep camping. It keeps all my crazy hair under control. And it's a little damp. It's been intermittently raining kind of all evening, like nothing, no crazy storm or anything like that, just like mild sprinkles every now and then, and which is kind of nice. You can hear the spring peepers. I hope the I hope my phone is picking that up. The big camera I packed away when the rain was a little bit stronger. But yeah, we're super comfortable and relaxed, and we're gonna get a really good night's sleep. I'm exhausted. I know he's exhausted too. So yeah, good night everybody, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning from the shelter. It's about 8:40, 8:45. We had a great night's sleep. It was very peaceful, lots of nature sounds, but no, critters or anything coming through camp. We were warm and cozy. I don't think it got nearly as cold as what it was expected to be last night. And I'm loving my new sleep pad. It's super, super comfortable. Yeah, we'll probably... Shox is out just wandering around the site getting some water, and we'll probably have some breakfast here and then slowly pack up and head on out. We're not in a rush today, but it is supposed to be overcast and not as nice a day as yesterday, so I don't think we'll stay too long. Anyways, time to get up. Okay. I'm gonna get a little fire going and get some water going so I can have a coffee. And then I will heat up my breakfast, which is pre-cooked bacon and some partially pre-cooked potatoes and seasonings. This will be quick and very flavorful. It won't take a whole lot of fire to do either thing, so don't have to go too crazy here. My breakfast, just some pre-cooked bacon and potatoes, some seasoning. Checking at the camera, bud. Down at the bottom so they provide some grease. Potatoes. I did throw a little bit of oil in the baggie. Pepper. Oh yeah. Perfect. So I'm just going to let the fire burn down. When I'm done eating, I might boil up a little bit of water just to clean this pot. And yeah, I'm just going to start tidying up and packing up gear. And I'm not going to completely dismantle the shelter. I'm just taking my tarp off. I only use jute twine, so it'll decompose and fall apart in a month or so anyways. And I might be back here, so I like this spot a lot. I think hubby would like to see it. He's sad he couldn't make it out. Bacon. I love bacon. So I didn't bring a separate bag for all my clothes. I'm just stuffing them around all the other stuff sacks to fill in the gaps. This bag is completely waterproof, so it's not like I'm trying to keep my stuff drier. You're gonna steal my poker stick, are ya? You cheeky bugger. But basically now we're just about set. I'm going to fill up one of our water bottles with water for the hike out, and then the remaining water in the water filter I'll use to put out whatever heat is left in this fire pit, and then it's time to go, bud. It's time to hike out. Well, we've had a fantastic time. I can't believe it. It's only May, and we've already struck that goal off the list for 2019 of sleeping in a tarp shelter. And yeah, we slept surprisingly well for the number of nature sounds and birds and everything we heard all night long. And considering normally I don't sleep very soundly camping, I usually wake up quite often. But yeah, it was great. I mean, we were probably exhausted. We worked hard yesterday. Things I do differently, and this will sound really decadent, but I forgot my charging cable for my phone. And I use my phone for a lot of the videoing, and especially in confined spaces, or if I'm wandering through the bush, it's in my pocket. I can get it out if I see something cool that I want to tape or record for you guys. So it was around dinner time yesterday when I realized I had my power bank, but not the cable. So after that, I was just down to using the one camera, which is fine. We made do. That was more of a nuisance than anything else. The only other thing I feel like I maybe would have done differently, hey buddy, is, oh, I just totally forgot it. What was it, Shoxy? What was it? What did I forget? Oh, I wish I'd brought a book to read. An actual hard copy, like a paperback or something, simply because, you know, we were done all of our chores around 3 in the afternoon. You know, I had a nap, played with the dog, relaxed, explored a little bit. But I would have loved to have just sat in the nice heat yesterday and read a book. So I'm going to make sure I start bringing a book along on my solo trips. Hey, Shoxy boy. Yeah, but other than that, we had a fantastic time. Thanks again for watching. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'll make sure to answer them as soon as I can. Otherwise, yeah, I think we're getting out of here. We'll see you again on the next.